Hello and welcome to our creative discourse. Welcome to Asylum Atelier from St. Petersburg live. Welcome to this madness that I'm get myself into. I'm so happy to be here again with the painting that I have to finish. It's my diploma painting. For those of you who are not following the stream daily, this is a day, I think 16, but there were some days when I had to work without actually turning the camera on because of the internet connection. Yesterday I was disconnected from the internet again, so it's just difficult. So please, if you are able to manage it with the lagging and disconnection and stream is going on and off almost all the time because of the fact that the internet connection is it's pretty bad. Nevertheless, I hope that you'll be able to enjoy what we do here. It's mostly painting alongside me. That means that the best way to enjoy the stream is just to join me with your creative projects and work alongside. As I said, it's the way how this is a kind of a digital version of a shared atelier space. I'm also in the shared atelier with other students. They're like a prop wall on the side, but we have like an open ceiling because the light that we need. So there are windows all the way up. That's kind of this is kind of a digital version to what I am what I have right here right now. I am without like getting into more details. I'm going to be continue working on this diploma painting step by step. I have a difficulty with a lot of glare. It's kind of annoying, and yesterday I had to repaint a couple things only because I felt like it's not satisfactory enough for me. So I don't know. Let's see what's gonna happen today. So just quickly, as always at the beginning, we're going to have a couple ads, and we use these ads as our timer to take a break to get out of that tunnel vision that we I say we like like it's everybody that I get usually into. So I paint and paint and paint, and then I kind of lose a track about what's happening around me. So yeah, so I use these ads as a 2, 5 or whatever minute a break to kind of stand up, walk around, look on something else, maybe brew some more tea or coffee, whatever you like, get some beverage, and then continue working. There are areas that I really have to work on. I started yesterday, and that's a portrait right here. I started to move and shift his body a little bit because I felt like he's too much of repetition there. I moved the foot, so that's what I'm going to be continuing today, working. Also, I want to put a little bit more information here in the cross. So yeah, a lot of work today. Yeah, and then this is just, you can see that this is just dirty color, dirty pigment. So let me just slowly scrape this. And while the ads are going to run, I'm just going to start cleaning my painting. And when I say cleaning, I mean I'm going to scrape, I'm going to iron the pigments, right? I'm going to scrape, and then I'm going to scratch into it as well, into areas that I don't want to have a pigment. And I'm going to be looking for some underpaintings there, or underlayers rather. And the reason why I'm doing this is actually because I want to keep the surface consistent, coherent, and also I'm trying to avoid a texture where I don't want to have a texture, right? So that's my main reason. And then the place where I don't like what's happening, I can just completely scrape it away. Yeah. So right now it looks really, really weird because I was changing the position for his beard. So ignore this light area right here for now, but I'm gonna get right into that. So I'm gonna continue working on that. Forehead here, it needs to be a little bit more incorporated, a little bit more round. These are two main portraits. This hand needs to go perfect, and this has to be not necessarily perfect, but as perfect as I can make it. And when I say perfect, I don't mean something, you know, like photorealistic. Perfect for me is that it nicely communicates the information that I want to communicate with viewer. So let's see what will happen today with that. And also outside is beautiful weather, and I'm looking at the Hermitage, or Hermitage Museum rather, and I really want to go to see Rembrandt. So I don't know, I might cut this this stream short and just go and have fun there. I don't know, let me see. I also thinking that maybe I should make this more this way. To make it look a little bit more. Yeah. I don't know. There are some things that really bothers me about the position of his body, and the problem is that if I start messing up with the direction and so on and so forth, like the twist and tilt, it might start falling apart very quickly, and I don't know if I can afford to go into that kind of a I would definitely, like if I were in my studio at home, I would definitely go into a complete repaint. Maybe I should do it here as well. I'm looking at it and I'm not really that happy about that. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit, because I think it's just, oops, doesn't really stand right. Okay, and a little bit this way. Just felt that it's because the floor here is not straight, believe it or not, or level. This is a very old historic building. It's one of the oldest buildings actually in St. Petersburg, because this academy was built to build the city. They need engineers, they need architects, sculptors, and painters to decorate things, and so on and so forth. So this is this was a very important building actually. And it used to be right next to a palace of a mayor of the city. Did I just... Sometimes I put my tea on the palette and then I make it wet. And trust me, you don't want to have a wet palette. You don't want to mix water with oil. Actually, it doesn't mix, but you don't want to. You don't want to do that. Yeah, and I also, I'm missing another camera, so let me just. Let me just put it there. And when I say I'm missing another camera, I'm using my cell phone for another camera. So if you try to call me right now, I'm sorry, I won't be able to answer your calls. here. Not the right one. Yeah, right, now we're talking. Cool. Now we're back in the business with cameras. Cool. Let me just adjust it just a touch. This is my improvised palette. It's just it's a piece of it's a wooden plank, wooden plank that I put stuff on top of. So fun. All right. Maybe make it slightly smaller because it's just getting into a painting a little bit. Yeah, there's not enough a space here for painting this size, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah. All right, so let me think of that portrait there. I think that I should really work on that one right now a little bit more. All right. All right. I'm thinking what to do with that beard. Should he? I don't know. Am I going to put the big beard on him, small beard? I have no idea. Maybe I should give him a different style of a beard. Something like, it's not like a full grown man beard, but maybe something what I would grow like almost like a beard. Because you know, they were not that old, right? So I'm trying to make them not necessarily old. You remember I talked about this, not necessarily old, but I'm trying to make them a little bit more what would be the word, they have a wear and tear. This is so wrong. But imagine that this is year 863, right? So people, if you live till your 40s, in your 40s you were an old man, right? So it's kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do different kind of a beard. Let me see. Let me throw some. Let me throw some pigments. And let me squeeze more pigments on the palette because I don't have them. So here it is again. When I'm painting, I really want to paint with a lot of pigment. I don't want to, have these little dabs of paint. And I go through tubes very quickly. And I know it might seem like a waste, but trust me, there is nothing worse than people trying to paint, or beginning students, right? Or how would I put this? Like with a little bit of paint on the brush, and they not necessarily putting the pigment down, but they're kind of staining canvas. I stain the canvas when I want to, and then I paint with pigments when I want to, right? So it's more about my decision rather than just. And I know the pigments are expensive. Trust me, I know. Imagine how much paint goes into painting with this size, and especially with the way how I apply it. I put it there, I scrape it, I put it there, I scrape it. So most of my paint is actually in the trash can. But that's I don't want to say that that's the only way how to paint, but that's when I. That's the reason why I. What would be the right word to say? I am trying to actually experiment with the pigments, and when I say experiment, I mean I'm thinking of them as watercolors, right? So I want these happy accidents, and sometimes when the pigment mix together in a nice, pleasing way, you want to keep it, and sometimes when they aren't, you just want to get rid of them. And you can see that my painting right now looks a little dull. And you remember, it's dull because we talked about Delacroix and his painting in Cloudy Day. So this is my cloudy day here. I'm going to bring light areas again on top. And I'm using really a limited palette. There's not that much pigment that I have here. It's yellow ochre, sienna, burnt sienna, cadmium red, English red, a little bit of ultramarine because of the chroma that I cannot get from ivory black. That's it. A little bit of umber, but I'm not going to use the raw umber anymore because it kind of I don't want to say it dies, but it's really desaturated, and it creates that kind of a like a weird. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just it's one of the things that I'm not really that I don't really need right now necessarily. So I'm going to substitute that with the different pigments. And I don't need my painting to dry fast. I usually use a raw umber to help my pigments to dry fast, because raw umber, this particular brand, dries extremely fast. All right, let's go. Let's see what's up here. What is happening here? Yep. This is going to drive me crazy, this reflection. I don't see anything. It's really, really glaring. I remember one quote from I don't remember who said that. One of my teachers in LA probably, and I think that it was something along the lines that it's gonna get worse before it's gonna get better. And I'm feeling like it's just getting worse. Like, what's the time when it starts gonna get better? What are we waiting for here? Like, what's happening? Yeah, perhaps I could do that. Actually, let me try that immediately. Let me just throw some nice pigments. So maybe I could do this. Fine. So his beard, it's just like it's going to, it's not gonna cover his whole face, but right now he looks like he's a, I have to shape his face a little better right now. And I have to be careful again, I don't want to make the head a little way too big, right? So maybe having his mustache. Just a second, I have a phone call. I'll be right back.